Humanities. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm good, Chuck. How are you doing?
Doing great. A couple announcements right up front for CIS students. We do have the Tech Expo coming up in October, the 25th. It's a Tuesday. If you go to rbctechexpo.com, you can register for the event. I think so far we've got like 14 local businesses coming to connect students with local jobs in the area that you might not be aware of. We'll also have some professional job connection folks that'll be able to coach you and finding ways to do better interviews, resume tips, things like that. But mainly it's to connect RBC students and the public with local IT firms that hire here in the Rockford region. So we're pretty excited about it. A couple of names that'll be there: Ty Comics, Ingersoll, Woodward Governor, and then here just recently was added OSF Healthcare. And so all of those places have tons of IT positions. So rbctechexpo.com is where you want to go. Also in October, we've got the RBC Hour of Code. It's the last Saturday of the month. I would like to have at least 1 or 2 volunteers. That would be great. And you can go to the rbchourofcode.com to volunteer for that. Well, let's get started with Mike. And Mike, what do you want to be called? You want Mike, Michael, Dr. Michael?
Mike's fine.
Mike's great. I call him Mike all the time, but hey, we got students connected. But this is a different venue. And I was telling Mike before we connected kind of what the layout is. And it's definitely a laid-back interview with, hopefully a laid-back interview with RBC faculty and staff about their position here on campus, and then more than that, some interest that they have that maybe they don't get to share in a classroom, and we'll definitely get into that today. So what is your official title, and how long have you been here at RBC? Title in RBC?
My official title is Professor of Economics, and this is my 27th year here at Rock Valley College, and I also currently am serving as the Rock Valley College Faculty Association President.
And you've been here 27 years, is that right? Getting ready to go on your 28th next year, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And I know this wasn't any questions, I didn't ask you before, but you did get the Faculty of the Year Award. When was that? What year was
that? That was 2012, I believe that was.
2012. Mm-hmm. So he's an awesome teacher, and I believe you had delved into some book writing as well a while back.
Yeah, I've been offered a contract from Pearson Publishing to write a book, so I've been working on that on and off, but I'll be honest with you, since I became faculty president, it's kind of hard to find
the time
to do the writing, so eventually, I'm going to go back to that. So it is a work in progress, definitely a work in progress. Definitely.
Now, as far as your primary responsibility besides economics, you said you're also faculty president. What's one of the benefits or one of the joys, I guess, is teaching that over the years that you find is, if I would say, what's the number one thing that you really love about teaching that's rewarding? What would that be?
Well, I think more than anything, it's getting students excited about economics, because a lot of times they think it's going to be a dull, boring discipline, and honestly, some days it is, but I like to show them unique applications, apply it to pop culture as much as possible, bring in a lot of current events, and I think probably the most rewarding thing is when students send me emails when they've gone on transfer and said that they've been successful at higher level economics classes because they did well in my class, and they were able to take that to like junior and senior level classes and perform well.
Definitely. Now, as far as your favorite, let's get into some fun stuff here. I love spending most of the time on fun stuff because, like you said, sometimes students just to see us in the classroom and they really don't know us as a person. Like, we are humans. We have other activities that we love to do. So what's your favorite movie of all time, or movies, I guess? You named a couple of them, I believe, when I asked you.
Yeah, it's just, I don't necessarily have a single movie. I like a type of movie. I like movies that have twists at the end, that Two of my favorites would be Seven, which is an older movie, and The Usual Suspects. And I realized when I wrote my answer to that, they're both Kevin Spacey movies, and I'm a big fan of Kevin Spacey.
There you go.
So I'd probably be more likely to catch TV shows, like House of Cards with Kevin Spacey.
That's a popular one, definitely.
Yeah. But I hate to pick just one movie because there's so many good ones. And to be honest with you, I'm more of a reader than I am a movie watcher. So.
And what would you be your favorite author or genre of books that you like to read?
Oh, hands down would be Stephen King when I'm not reading economics books. So right now I'm in my office at home. There's probably, I don't know, a couple thousand books here now. But that's what I like to, probably not a couple thousand, probably closer to 1,000. But that's, I love to read. And, when I'm not reading economics, it's generally Stephen King and things from that genre because it's so different from reading nonfiction and reading the economics all the time.
Yeah, my mom was a big Stephen King fan. She hooked me on reading with Stephen King. I didn't much like Stephen King, but she hooked me on reading with Stephen King. And I guess it was just too scary for me. I don't know. I'm a big wimp, I guess, when it comes to scary things. And so, but she would read all of his stuff. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, what was interesting about him, and I might be wrong, you're more of a Stephen King expert here, but didn't he write a few books as a anonymous author or in another name and tried that for a while? And
he wrote as Richard Bachman because he was writing so many books. He was kind of like cannibalizing his own audience and on his own sales. So he wrote about 4 books under the name Richard Bachman, and then eventually someone figured out they looked at some contracts or something and found that he was actually the author of those books.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting he did that. Now, as far as music, we're going to kind of end on music today. I want to spend a lot of time on it. Tell us your passion for music and kind of what, if I was to get your phone right now and find out kind of what your playlist is, what's Mike listen to on a daily basis? What do you love to listen to that inspires you and encourages you?
Well, first of all, I want to apologize for my phone because I've gotten messages and phone calls while we've been involved here.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
But
we're used to it.
Going off like crazy. But I have been playing guitar basically since I was in middle school, about 7th grade, 8th grade. And as much as I hate to admit this, I grew up on Kiss, and Kiss got me very interested in playing guitar, so I played rock guitar for years.
Sure.
And I've been collecting guitars, collecting amplifiers. I took a kind of a turn a few years ago, started playing a lot of jazz, including Latin jazz on acoustic guitars. And then the current project I'm in, of all things, is a funk and R&B band. So we are playing, we're playing a lot of like Earth, Wind, and Fire type music.
Sure.
That kind of stuff, that kind of genre, the kind of things that hopefully people will get up and dance to. But I guess of all my guitars, all the guitar styles, I guess I'm the biggest fan of funk. So
and what's the name of your band? What's the name of your band, Mike?
Cookie and the Real Deal. And we're very fortunate to have our vocalist, whose nickname is Cookie, and she was actually a contestant on one of the vocal shows, American Idol.
American Idol, there you go.
American Idol for a long time. She's a very talented singer. We're very lucky to have her in the band, and the rhythm section is great. So I would encourage people to check us out on Facebook. We've got, you could again look on Facebook for Cookie and the Real Deal. Okay. And if I can put in a shameless plug, we're playing this weekend at Big Al's at 8:30.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd encourage students to go listen to Mike. I've listened to him a number of times, and he's a great musician. Besides a great teacher, great musician, and you really get a kick out of listening to him, and he'll appreciate your support as well, definitely. And now, as far as how students can get a hold of you, Mike, what's the best way they can get a hold of you?
Probably the best way is through email, through Eagle.
Okay.
I'm Eagle all the time. The emails come right to my phone.
Sure.
And generally, I'm pretty responsive. The only time I don't get back right away is like on weekends, because we're busy people on weekends too.
Sure.
But that's the easiest way. Just contact me right through Eagle.
Now, is there anything as far as announcements for your area, or maybe in general, that you can think of off the top of your head that you would like students to know about or be aware of, that maybe you announce to your students that you might tell the whole RBC community about, that they might be interested in?
I don't know if there's like anything specific going on in the economics area, other than I would just encourage people to take economics classes, especially now. I think it's really important to have a good working knowledge in terms of both microeconomics, how businesses work, how businesses make decisions, how we're impacted by markets,
Sure.
and how markets impact us, how we impact markets. And particularly right now during a presidential election period,
Right.
it's important to know about how the macroeconomy functions so that we can make more informed decisions as consumers, as business owners, as employees, and as voters. So
Sure.
I just encourage students to sign up and learn as much as they can about how the economy functions.
So if you were to recommend one intro class for them to take, what would that class be? What's the call letters of the class?
I would recommend them to take ECO 110. Probably that would be the one that would be of most general interest to
Okay.
students, because that's where we talk about the big picture of the economy, the things you hear about in the news: unemployment, inflation, economic growth, government policies. That would probably be the one that would be the most general interest.
Okay. And is that offered face-to-face and online, or one both?
Yeah, we
Okay.
offer several sections every semester, probably at least 4 sections face-to-face. And then every semester I teach one online, and I do online classes in the summer as well.
Okay. And I'm guessing your online classes fill up pretty quick, that intro class. Would it be good for students to sign up early for those when they register, probably?
Definitely. The earlier the better. The online classes are very popular, and there's a limit
Right.
of 30 students in the online classes.
Okay.
So, and I would encourage people to do that, especially, if they've got tight schedules, if they're
Sure.
working, if they're taking other classes. I would highly recommend that they sign up for the online classes.
All right. Well, hey, Mike, appreciate your time today, man. And thanks for spending a few minutes with us. And again, you guys can contact Mike at his Eagle email. Almost said EdNet. Eagle email.
That's a flashback, isn't
Aged
it?
me way back. And so, Mike, thanks for your time today, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Chuck. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate the opportunity.
You bet. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.